The new year means rising minimum wages. In New York City, it's going to go up to $15 an hour, and the minimum wage is set to rise in 21 other states, either due to automatic increases or residents who voted to raise it. Let's bring in the former CKE restaurant CEO, former Labor Secretary nominee, and the author of The Capitalist Comeback, Andy Puzder. Thanks for coming on this morning.
Great to be here, Lauren. Thank you.
So, I mean, the minimum wages are tough for businesses to stay in business, right?
Well, they can be. If you don't, there's really no problem raising the minimum wage if you don't raise it to the point where it kills entry-level jobs. So the real problem is when you go to a number like $15, the best research, all the best research, whether it's from the Congressional Budget Office, the San Francisco Fed, the London School of Economics, the Harvard Business School, a broad range of research shows that when you raise it dynamically, when you raise it to a number like $15, you actually hurt the very working poor that you're supposed to be trying to help. You price them out of the labor market. Even the New York Times had an article back in 1987 that was titled "The Right Minimum Wage is Zero," that talked about pricing working poor out of the labor market. That's particularly a problem when, one, automation is becoming more prevalent. You can automate just about any repetitive task. There's even a machine that makes burgers. And two, the market seems to be addressing the problem of wage increases without a mandatory minimum wage increase from the government. Even on the drive here, we went by fast food restaurants this morning that advertise in Nashville where there is no minimum wage increase. It's still $7.25, but the signs in the restaurants are hiring at $11, $12 an hour, which is a huge increase from where it was just a few years ago. So this is a big problem, and the market's taking care of it. Government should get out of the way.
You also talked about automation, and that brings me to the push for universal basic income. A lot of folks in Silicon Valley say, you know, automation has killed many people's jobs, so let's do universal basic income. Basically, everyone, doesn't matter how much you make, doesn't matter your employment status, you get a stipend. They tried it in California, in Canada, and it didn't really work, the test there. 48% of Americans say they would support this, but there are major problems.
There are things that would work, like the earned income tax credit. That does reduce poverty, and it's something that encourages people to work, and as their income from work increases, their government benefits decrease. But universal income, not only is it a bad idea, not only does it discourage work, not only does it kill the incentive to work, which is something from which people get pride, the pride of accomplishment, and the feeling that you've really done something with your life. Not only does universal income not solve the problem, the underlying problem of what makes people happy, what makes people satisfied, but it's just a bad plan in general. It's again the government stepping in and trying to solve a problem that doesn't need to be solved. We have 7 million job openings right now. I don't know what Silicon Valley is so upset about. There are 7 million unfilled jobs right now, and more people are working than have ever worked in the history of the country. So this, I think this is a solution looking for a problem at the moment.
Hey, Andy, the push for 15, that's an arbitrary number. They chose that because it looks good on a bumper sticker. It sounds good on a slogan. There's no economic rationale to say 15 as compared to, say, 14 or 16. But that number should be somewhere. Where do you think that minimum wage number should be?
Look, a few years ago, President Obama was pushing for $10 an hour. At this point, you can't hire people for less than $10 an hour. So I think if you went to $9 or $10 an hour, as a minimum wage, you wouldn't really be killing the entry-level positions that the working poor need. I think what we need is a study to determine at what point do you start killing those entry-level jobs. And that number is going to be different in Birmingham, Alabama, than it's going to be in New York City or Los Angeles or Memphis, Tennessee. So these regional increases are really a much better way to approach it than a federal increase. A federal increase, you'd have to increase it only to the minimum amount, because if you increased beyond the minimum that could be taken in less economically successful areas, then you're really hurting the very areas that where you want to help people. So I think regionally is good, and I think it's got to be determined at what point do you kill those entry-level positions that the working poor need. I'll bet many of you, I mean, I started with a minimum wage job. I'll bet many of you did. They're important jobs.
I did have a minimum wage job.
Me too.
I wasn't very good at it. Didn't last long.
Yeah, but you learn a lot, though. You learn a lot about business and how to work and customer service. You learn many things.
Andy Puzder, thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Happy New Year.